Hi there. Today we're going to talk about the kind of questions that LCA can answer. The two main questions that LCA can answer are, 1, where are the environmental hotspots in the life of my product or service? 2, how do alternative products and services compare in terms of environmental performance? We will look at 3 examples in the scientific literature that compare alternatives. You will see that LCA can make different kinds of comparisons. Let's start with a food packaging comparison. Food packaging is something we all deal with on a daily basis. The specific example is about baby food packaging. The study is titled Life Cycle Assessment of 2 Baby Food Packaging Alternatives, Glass Jars versus Plastic Pots. The main question the study asks is, what is better for the environment? Packaging baby food in glass jars or packaging baby food in plastic pots? Which do you think is better? It turns out that the plastic pot is better for the environment. But what does this mean? In LCA, we use impact categories such as contribution to climate change, toxic chemicals released into the environment, and non-renewable energy depletion to indicate how our product performs. In this study, plastic performs a bit better than glass for some key impact categories. You might think to yourself, well, it's obvious that plastic is lighter in terms of mass than glass. Therefore, it requires less energy to transport and handle. Less energy and therefore less burning of fossil fuels means less emissions, right? But according to this study, the fact that the plastic is lighter is only a part of why it performs better environmentally. It turns out that the actual production of the plastic and its disposal perform better than glass. I'll leave it to you to look into the details and see exactly what the study says. What I want you to realize is that LCA provides us with a holistic view of how products and services perform environmentally. That helps us to see beyond the obvious. The second study I want to mention compares 2 identical products in different ways. The article is titled Detailed Life Cycle Assessment of Bounty Paper Towel Operations in the United States. And it compares the environmental performance of producing the same paper towel products at 2 different manufacturing facilities in 2 different locations. One of the facilities is a state-of-the-art facility, and the other is an older facility. Intuitively, you may think that the newer facility performs environmentally better than the older facility, which it does. However, the study reveals that paper towels from the older facility require less water in the upstream processes due to how electricity is produced in the region where the older facility is located. Again, LCA can help us avoid overlooking potential challenges in the life of a product that may not be evident from the product's use phase or manufacture phase. Now, ever wondered what your smartphone... It's last year's model. Ever wondered what your smartphone does to the environment? Would the environmental performance be something that you would take into consideration when choosing your next smartphone? LCA can help you choose between different product brands and models. A nice scientific review of the environmental performance of smartphones already exists, and it's titled Redefining Scope: The True Environmental Impact of Smartphones. The review looks at how smartphones contribute to greenhouse gas emissions during their lifetime and brings together data from a range of existing LCAs. In this study, the biggest impact across the life of the product is due to its manufacture. The study also includes a nice graph where different brands and models of smartphones are compared. You might want to have a look and see if your phone is in the graph or mentioned in the study. The study also raises some interesting questions about the system boundary of the smartphone product system. Smartphones require network access and, of course, exchange data with the network. To what extent should the mobile network's greenhouse gas emissions be considered? What if most of the information processing required by a smartphone could be moved from the chip inside your phone to the cloud? Would this be better for the environment? When you start to work with LCA, you will be confronted with questions about where you draw the boundary between the product you are evaluating and other systems it's dependent on. This is particularly relevant when we start talking about closing material loops. In conclusion, LCA helps us to compare products holistically in two ways. It helps us to avoid overlooking parts of the product life cycle that may be detrimental to the environment. It helps us to consider where our product system actually begins and where it ends. See you next time.